So today we're looking at starting up the new Indigo NXT Ice Machine. We're going to plug it in. The first thing the screen is going to do is it's going to check for an update to see if there's any accessories plugged into it. Then after a brief pause, the screen is going to light up blue and it's going to take you into a setup wizard. The setup wizard on this machine, the first thing it's going to ask you to do is select the language in your local region. You can change the language by pressing the up and down buttons on the screen, but as we are setting up here in the United States, we are going to select English and we're going to press the right arrow button. The setup wizard will guide you through a step-by-step process of setting this ice machine up. So we're going to go ahead and initiate that setup by pressing the start wizard. First thing it's going to do is check the model number and make sure it is valid. And then it's going to ask you to set up the date and time configuration. The first thing is going to be the date configuration. So we can select month, day, year, or day, month, year. We could also select 24-hour time clock or 12-hour time clock. We're going to select month, day, year, and 12-hour clock at this point, and press the right arrow button. Then we're going to set the local time of day to our local region by pressing the up and down arrow buttons around the time to our local time, and then we are going to press the right arrow button on the unit. We're going to set up the date as well. This is another important feature, so when it does record events, we'll make sure we have the right time and date that recorded those events in the memory of the unit. So we'll set up the date by pressing the up and down, and then we'll press the right arrow key on the screen. The next thing it's going to do is it's going to auto detect any accessories that are plugged into the ice machine. So this machine has no accessories plugged into it currently, so the accessories have a little red X on them. Either they're not installed on the machine or they've been installed incorrectly on the machine, but it's telling you there are no accessories installed, so we're going to press the right arrow button. Next option for this feature of this machine is that you can import data to it, setting data if you already have it by pressing import to the ice machine, and you can use a USB stick to import that data, but we're going to set it up manually on a standard system. So we're going to press the right arrow button, and then it's going to ask us for the units. We could set this in standard or metric on that unit. We're going to set ours in standard right now for the United States, and then we're going to press the right arrow button. Brightness is another feature that can be adjusted, and this is standby screen brightness. So when the unit goes into a power save mode, you can set the brightness that that screen is at for you. So by pressing the right and left arrow buttons, and then we're going to press the right arrow button at the bottom. Now this has a few program mode features we're going to look at. One of them is continuous mode. We're going to take a look at time program. So if your unit doesn't need to run on a certain day of the week, you can set it to turn off. So let's just say we don't open for business on Mondays and we would like the machine to stay off on Mondays. We can just press off 24 hours on Monday, or we could set the clock to stay off on certain times, but we're going to set it back to continuous mode on our unit so that it runs 24/7 every day of the week until it goes off in full bin. So we're going to set ours into continuous mode. Weight program is another option for this machine too. You can set it by weight if you would like. So you can tell it to make a certain amount of weight per day on each day of those units. We're just going to keep ours on a continuous mode for now on our ice machine. And then we're going to press the right arrow button. Cleaning reminders are available. You can set a cleaning reminder to clean your ice machine at a certain monthly period. We're going to set ours to clean every 6 months to remind us. And sanitizing too. We're going to turn the sanitize reminder on, and we're going to set that every 6 months, and then we're going to press the right arrow key. Air filter on the back of our air-cooled ice machine. We're going to select a reminder to tell us to clean the air filter, and we're going to set that up on our machine as well to tell us to clean the air filter every 1 month on our ice machine, and then we'll press the right arrow button. Yes, we do have a water filter installed on our machine, so we're going to press the yes button, and we have an Arctic Pure Manitoc filter, so we're going to press yes to that too. It's actually an AR 10,000 on this system, so we'll press the AR 10,000, and then it tells us that our automatic reminder to replace the filter is set up. So what it actually does is calculates the water that the machine uses, and it will tell you based on that calculation when it's time to replace the water filter. There is an option if you're not using a Matlock filter that it can just do it by time as well and tell you to replace the filter at a certain time that you can set. And then we're going to press the right arrow button. We are going to use factory defaults for our machine, but there are options of using reverse osmosis water, which has a benefit of using less water in your ice machine to make ice. There's also an option of using a little bit more water in your ice machine to make even clearer ice than you would normally would. But we're going to set us back to the standard use factory default water usage on our ice machine and press the right arrow button. And then it tells us that our setup is complete on this ice machine, and it's going to ask us to switch the ice machine on. So we're going to press the right arrow button. Another feature of this ice machine is once we open the front door, there are 3 buttons behind the front panel. We have a power button, a lock button, and a clean button. The lock button is used if you're having the ice machine at the front of the house or in a public area like a hotel lobby, and you don't want people to touch the touchscreen and change the settings. You can put the lock button on and the touchscreen will become disabled. The padlock on the top right indicates that it's in lock mode, and we're going to turn that lock back off, and then we're going to press the power button on our ice machine for it to make ice, and the display will show you making ice. The yellow button on the top right is the clean button to initiate a clean cycle, which we're not going to do right now. So we'll close the front of the door up on this machine, and you'll see that it says making ice on the front.